Okay, everyone, let's see how things are working. Okay, looks like things working pretty good. So I'm gonna give everyone a chance to get on board. Get the ads out of the way. But sorry I missed Wednesday. I wasn't feeling the best, and I also had other things I was doing. So I spent a little bit more time there. But now I'm back. Um, I'm back, and I've decided to go back to play some Commodore 64 again. I haven't played it in a while. I've been apparently addicted to Ultima. Well, I'm Ultima Underworld has ended, so I finished the game I believe about a week ago, and Ultima 4 will be streaming Monday. Monday's hopefully the last day. So So we have that to look forward to, and then Wednesday I'm gonna start playing Zelda, and then one thing I may also do is I'd like to also get into some MAME, because I'd like to do some arcade games. Mainly retro, but so okay. So here's the silent service, the submarine simulation. We've decided to go with war patrols. There's a couple options. One option is um, torpedo and gun practice. That's nice if you haven't played the game. Essentially, it gives you like four different ships. I think two cargo ships, a troop ship, and a tanker, and they're not moving. And so essentially, it's you have to it's just like target practice. It's just like when you start to work at Target. You need to it takes a little bit of time to get into the job. So for the first couple weeks, it's target practice. Oh, I know that was bad. That's all right. But we're gonna do war patrols. We have a couple options. I always like to go for the later subs, mainly because one thing that some of the older subs have is you can have dud torpedoes, and we don't want a torpedo to be a dud. Okay, so we'll pick number one. Okay, well, I said we'll pick number one. Okay, now, by the way, this is actually a form of copy protection. This is a form of copy protection where you actually have to have the manual um, in order to in order to identify which is the Type F destroyer. Um, what I did is I actually downloaded the manual. So let's see what the Type F is. Okay, so it looks like nothing fancy. It has a deck gun. So it looks like it's number 4. So I'm going to pull number 4. It says good luck, Captain. So that means that you've correctly identified it. And let's see. So realistic level, skill level, I always like to go with Lieutenant. Now, the higher the skill level, it's so how your score is determined by how many tons of ship you sink times approximately and the overall difficulty levels factored in. So if you have a difficulty of, let's say, 6 versus 3, you'll get a much higher rank. For dud torpedoes, let's go no. Let's go no on the dud torpedoes. And let's go no on the port repairs only. Expert destroyers will go yes. Convoy search will go yes. Angle on bow input will go yes. Okay, so that's an overall difficulty level of 4. Now, the reason that you want a you want you don't want port repairs only is because if something happens to your ship, you're screwed. So let's say you have bow torpedo damage. Well, if you have port repairs only turned off, you can at least fix it. And by the way, if you're wondering, you're like, wait a minute, Moody. Just going to welcome everyone. Welcome to my stream. Okay. Okay, so we have our overall difficulty level ready to go. And so we're going to press F7 to continue. Okay, so it's a 3-minute load time. Now I think there's a fast load active here, so it's going to be a lot less than 3 minutes. This is the world. This is the conning tower. Different ships. You see it really takes you through it very fast. It takes you through it very fast. So, okay, so now we have 50 days of fuel. We press F7 to patrol. We're going to want to go to Japan because that's where, this is the from World War II. So we're going to go to Japan. Okay. So you notice that the border's turning alternately light and dark. That's essentially daytime and alternating between nighttime. What we're doing, we're looking for some ships. Okay. Oh, haha, we found some. Okay. So let's see. It looks like they're south. It looks like they're north of us. So if I go to the... Okay, it looks like the scope is... Okay, so let's surface. And let's increase our speed. When I get on the surface... Okay, so let's see where they are. Okay, so we're moving around. Okay, I see one. So let's now what we're going to do, I'm going to increase the okay, there's two. I'm going to increase the time scale to make them come closer faster. So what I did, I increased the time scale to about 3. They're not quite in range yet. Usually range is about 8,000 yards. Okay, I want to keep them in my sights though. I want to keep them in my sights. Okay, really increase the time scale a lot quicker, so it's going to... Okay. So now we're going to go back to normal time scale. And you see they've spotted us. They spotted us. We're going 20... Oh, well, okay. So this one's on target. Let's check the other one. Let's see which one's closer. Okay, that one, oh, that looks like not a destroyer, so that's a good thing. Okay. Now I'm diving because they fired at us. Oh crap. Okay, so now we can use we can keep them in sights with our periscope. Okay, so he's getting close. I'm just going to cut the engines. Okay. So we're diving. So we're diving. What we're hoping to hear. Okay. Sonar reports distant explosions. Okay. So we sunk the destroyer. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is now we're gonna go back and we're gonna go after the other ship, which definitely was not a destroyer. Okay, I'm going to kind of creep up on it. Now what I'm doing, I'm also putting the gun deflection to 75 yards because it looks like this ship is running away from me. Now how I usually see let's ID it. So it's a tanker. Tankers are the best because they're the most weight. And it looks like this ship is actually kind of coming at me a little bit. So we probably should go back to oh crap. Probably should go to 0 until we see what the tanker's up to. Okay. Based on the target range, it seems to be somewhat coming for us. So I may want to be a little careful here because occasionally tankers and troop ships and cargo ships, they don't usually try to ram you, but occasionally they do. And so a lot of times your best bet is to just run away. Fortunately, they can't go at, the maximum speed is 10 knots, so they really can't go that fast. I mean, so we can actually back away just as fast. Okay. It's getting close, so I'm gonna back off a little bit. I'm gonna back off on my speed. And see, the tanker, the problem is the tanker doesn't have that destroyer that it was escorting to defend it. So it looks like we're catching up okay. So now it looks like it's now running. Looks like it's running away. Okay. I'm going to speed up a little bit just to make it get a little quicker. About 1,000 yards. About 1,000 yards. That's when I'm going to start firing. I have a deck gun, and so the strategy of the deck gun is actually to damage it, slow it down. And we're going to damage it, slow it down. It's about 1,000 yards. Okay. So let's start firing. Okay, we hit it. Ooh. And we hit it pretty good. You notice that first hit cut it in half, cut the speed in half. Now you see that one also cut the speed in half. Now whenever the speed is cut in half, That's kind of call I call that's like a direct hit. Like it's like you hit them, you hit them really good. Now, usually what I would do here is usually I would actually get it down to 1 knot, and then I would usually turn around and hit it with the aft torpedo. And then the aft torpedoes are shot out through the rear. When you think of aft, I just think of ass. That's how I think of it. Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do, now we're going to go back on patrol. So now we're going to go back on patrol, and we're going to F7. Okay. Aha! More enemy ships. Okay, looks like they're about 45 degrees. Looks like they're about 45 degrees. Oops. And we're gonna crank it up. Oh, we're on a night mission here. This is night. Now one thing we cannot do. We cannot use the periscope at night, so we cannot dive. Ooh, there's about 5 of them there. Juicy, juicy. Hey, it's like juicy. Hoo-hoo. Juicy. It reminds me of actually a Scrabble game where someone misspelled the word juicy, and I called them out on it, and they asked, and the one person called out says, "Oh, how do you know that? Did you happen to see that on some like girl's sweatpants butt?" Yeah, because somebody doesn't have that sweatpants where they say like juicy or like pink. Okay, so what we're doing, and I'm going to actually consult. Okay, it looks like it's about 10:30 at night, so it's not what's going. So what's not going to happen is that you're not going to get a situation where you're going to be like, not going to be in a situation where you're like, where we can maybe wait. If we wait long enough, we can maybe use the periscope in the morning. And by the way, sometimes on this game there is a lot of waiting. The worst case scenario is if, let's say, you're battling a destroyer and you miss it. Sometimes what can happen is sometimes you can Sometimes what happens, you can actually destroyer. It'll actually circle around like a shark feeding. Okay, they don't see me yet. They don't. The destroyers don't see me yet, because they usually when they see you, their speed increases. So they usually go 12 knots, but when they're attacking, that's a destroyer. Okay, so we're gonna keep him in our sights. Ooh, okay. Okay, so I think there's 2 of them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is when it gets to about 4,000 yards, I'm going to fire a shot, because I want them to come after me. So I want them to come after me. And so that's about 3,500 yards. That'll give them enough time to turn around. Yep, it's a destroyer. So I think those over there are tankers or something. They may be, because they don't usually, because usually cargo ships don't like have those fancy schmancy markings. Okay, so I'm going to let them know that they're out, that I'm out there. Okay, so now what they're going, now I've got their attention. You see they're coming at us at 26 knots. I'm still going a little bit. I'm still going a little bit on the speed just so I can, you know, I'm going on the speed just so I can see if you're not. Okay, so one of them. Okay, so here they are. Okay, so I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm just okay. So they're pretty close together. So at about unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to shoot the second one. So the second destroyer is still hovering over us. But the thing is, see, the second destroyer, I think I cut my engines, so the second destroyer won't know we're down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the big map. Okay, and I'm going to zoom in. I want to see. Okay. Okay, so it looks like the destroyer is here. Destroyer is to the southeast. What I'm trying to see is it coming for me? Actually, I think it's going away. So I'm going to surface. I'm going to surface back. I'm going to get to the. Going to surface. And I'm gonna go after the destroyer again because there's four other ships there that will really nicely complement my tonnage. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be at no speed. So in other words, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to kind of be like, okay. So there's the destroyer. And see, the destroyer's peeling away. Okay, I'm letting the destroyer know that I'm here. Now, so you see, now it's like, okay, it's going to take a while for it to loop around. Okay, come on, darn it. Okay, it's still looping around. Okay, still looping. I welcome everyone in here today. Lurkers are welcome, but I think people are wondering, wait a minute, something's wrong. Moody's not playing Ultima. And no, I'm not. I thought I'd play this. I'm not ready for Zelda yet, but okay. So now the destroyer is coming right at me. And so I'll notice I'm going the slowest. So let's get it online. What? Whoa! I actually hit it. I was worried there because it was close. If I didn't hit it, it was 99% probable that it was going to drop some depth charges. And usually, if you're less than 100 feet, the depth charges will get you. And depth charges usually do a lot of damage. Okay, it looks like it's 11 o'clock in the evening. Okay, so now what we're going to do now, we're going to go back and we're going to pursue these other ships. We've already sunk 2 destroyers. Let's see. Okay, so what's this? It's a cargo ship, not very interesting. This is a tanker. I like going for tankers because they're the most. They're the most. They weigh the most, and your result is actually how many tons did you sink? How many tons of ships did you sink? Okay, so I'm going to get my deck gun ready. Okay, so I'm going to put it to a deflection of 75 yards. What that does is that accounts for the fact that maybe ships may be trying to run away from you. So if they're trying to run away from me, I'm gonna increase the deflection a little bit. That way I can when I increase the deflection, I can I'll have a better chance of shooting a ship that's fleeing. Okay, so this is still the tanker. We're slowly I'm gonna see. And how I do this, I usually only focus on one ship at a time. Whether it's a tanker, I usually go for tankers first. Okay, and usually I start shooting at about 1,200 yards. Usually I start shooting at about 1,200 yards. And I usually want to back off my speed, because the thing is, sometimes they do try to ram you. See, it's like, well, see this ship has me worried. It's a cargo ship, but it's still, it worries me because it's still like, I think it's kind of coming at me. So I'm actually going to fire the gun at it. Ooh. Ooh, darn. We missed the tanker. Now, see what I did there is that cargo ship, I think, wanted to ram me. And so what I did is I essentially incapacitated it. Now it's still there, so I have to be careful. I can't just say, oh, it's, oh, nice hit. Okay. Now it's 1 knot, so effectively what that means is it's incapacitated. So what I could usually do is I'm going to swing around now. So I'm going to finish it off with a torpedo. But what it's going to be is it's going to be an aft torpedo. I usually like to use bow torpedoes for like going after destroyers. And so I'm going to use the aft torpedoes. I'm going to use the aft one. So what I do is, how you do that is, so what you can do is I'm going to turn the thing around. And so with the heading, if you see, the heading and bearing are the same. But what I can do, I can adjust the periscope. I can adjust the periscope so that my bearing is the direction that the torpedo is going to be launched. Where are you? Okay, so this is the tanker. So I'm gonna release an aft torpedo. Bullseye. Okay, that actually was enough to sink it. Now, if I remember, I had a cargo ship that I've also disabled. I want to see how close it is. I hope it just didn't disappear. Okay, ooh, there it is. But you see, the problem is that if we shoot a torpedo, it's going to be an aft. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go this way. Darn, I went the wrong way. That's all right. Just going to take me longer to get around. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to align myself. Okay, 135. So we're going to go to a heading of about 135. Okay, so now we're going to do the bearing thing. We're going to now turn it around, and we're gonna aft torpedo this stubborn cargo ship. This cargo ship that wanted the jerk that wanted to ram me. What a. Okay. Ooh. Now, what you often want to wait for is I want to wait for its profile to change. You see, because it's kind of like 90 degrees, and so what I'm trying to do, I'm waiting for it to go perpendicular to me, so that way I have more surface to aim at. So I'm waiting on that. Remember, I said this is a game of waiting. This is not, oh, you know, the last stream I played this, I think I only played one game over 2 hours. I mean, about a 2-hour game. I kicked butt, though. I mean, I think that was the most ships, highest tonnage of ships I've ever sank. It was like 80,000. To say that I rocked it is an understatement. Okay, I'm going to try it anyway. Let's see. The last two people to follow were OzEric72. Thank you for the follow. And Jord, thank you for the follow. So we have an aft torpedo. I'm going to see if we can get the if we can sink this ship. Yes. Bye-bye. Okay, so now let's get our bearing the same as our heading. And see, but the bearing is the direction that we're looking, and the heading is the direction that we're driving. Okay, so now it looks like the ships have gone. So we're going to see where they are. Okay, there's one of them, it looks like. What is there? Ooh, you're a tanker! You yum, 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 yum. Or nom, 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 nom. Nom, 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 nom. It's juicy time again. Oh, it's okay. Okay, so we're going after the tankers. Okay, so let's go out. Let's go after this one. This one's closer, so we're going to get our gun ready. We're going to deflection of about 75 yards because I'm assuming it's moving away. And let's just hope that one of them does not decide to ram me again. Now, usually what happens is they get closer. That's why they're moving a good bit. I'm probably going to start shooting at about 1,200 yards. If they're running away from me, then I'll drop my speed down to about like full speed instead of flank. Yeah, I'm going to drop it down to full speed so I approach it closer. Okay. Not ready yet. Not quite yet, not quite yet, not quite yet. Okay, no. Hello, I am John Moody of Moody Mystery. I'm playing a Commodore 64 tonight, you know. That way when I get shouted out, it's like, oh, Moody's playing Ultima again. I'm going to start now. Okay, down to 9. Down to 8. Down to 7. Let's decrease the deck gun by 50 yards because it's... Okay, down to 6 knots. Ooh, that was a good hit. So now we're down to 3 knots, so I'm going to now back off my speed even more. Ooh, we missed. Now we're hitting. Okay, so whenever we get it down to 1 knot, see, the thing is that the target range only seems to do it in like every 2 knots, intervals of 2 knots. So I really can't, you know, once it's down to 1 knot, it effectively is, it's effectively immobilized. I mean, it's effectively stopped. I shouldn't say immobilized. It was bad language, Moody. It effectively was stopped. Okay, so now we're going to use our aft torpedoes to finish them. But before I do that, I'm going to get a drink. Let's show it's in the torpedo. Oh shit! Ow! Crap! Okay. Unfortunately, I miscalculated. I was like 88 degrees. What happens, how it works, is if your bearing and heading differ by like 90, I think it's like anywhere from like two, um, like are close. And okay, so let's see. So to let's set this to 260. And let's go. We got one more ship to destroy. Okay. Why isn't it? Okay, So let's get moving here. We got one more. Geez, stop, Moody. Okay. Ooh, another tanker. Damn. Okay, so let's pick it up. Okay, so we're doing great today. I hope everyone's doing well. Okay. I think that the way this tanker is coming at me, I think it's trying to ram me. Oh yeah, it looks like it is. So I'm gonna do back off the gun deflection. Make it 0. Start shooting. What? Now that's really strange. I hit it once, and it's now down to 0 knots. Okay, this is really strange. So let's go to 290. Okay, so now we're going to adjust our bearing. And hopefully the difference will be enough that we'll fire an aft torpedo. Okay, this is really strange. So let's throw a torpedo. Yep, and it's an aft. Good job, aft torpedo. Okay, nope, not yet. Still standing. So still standing, so that means let's throw another torpedo at it. Throw another torpedo at it. Let's see if we can get it again. Bye-bye. Now, one thing we can check is we can check different things. For example, F1 gives us the map. F2 tells us if there's any damage. F3 gives us a view of the bridge. We see average visibility, bearing, so our bearing's not the same as the heading. So cool. We can actually turn ourselves, bearing. This is neat. This is pretty. Ooh, hey, look, it's a moon. It's a moon. Hey, cool. I never knew that before. I've always never really used this. So F4 is how many ships we have sunk. So far, we have sunk 38,400 tons, and we still, I think, we actually still have more than half of our torpedoes remaining. So that's a good thing. So F5 is, of course, the periscope. F6. I better check to see what F6 is. What does F6 do? I'm going back to the silent service. You know what? Okay. Okay, I guess this doesn't give us the you-know-whats. I was just going the thing for a little bit, so just to see if the controls. But I'm now ready, and so you see we've got we want to exhaust our aft torpedoes. Okay, so let's continue patrol. Okay, so now 46 days plus press F7 to patrol. Okay, here we go. Come on. Aha! More ships! Goody. Okay, so let's see what direction they're in. That looks like they're about 60 degrees. About 60 degrees based on the compass. The fact that we're underwater means that it's daylight. So we're going to surface. We're gonna look at our periscope. We're gonna full right. You always want it's gonna be about 60 degrees. 60 degrees. We're gonna see some ships. Okay, we see a plethora of ships. So we're gonna increase the time scale. While we're doing that, let's look at what time it is. Okay, it's 16. Now, by the way, it's 16 about 4:30. One trick you can use with this game is if you keep the periscope up, it will even if it's night, it'll still let you use it as long as you keep the periscope up. Really? Okay. Oh, wow. Holy shit! We got lucky there. We got darn lucky there. I mean, that thing was coming at us like you won't believe. And that's why you always want to be careful. Notice I had the time scale on. And it didn't really react. I mean, so it was coming at me faster than expected. And so that's why before I knew it, it was all of a sudden on me. Now, the fact that this was only an 18-knotter, I have a feeling that all three of these ships are going to be cargo ships, which is fine. Which is fine by me. Yep, they're cargo ships, so. One of my favorite things to do is use the word cargo in a sentence. Cargo beep beep. Okay, so it looks like we've got about 3 of these. 4. So there's a couple that are pretty close. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the gun deflection at 50 yards because I'm assuming they're going to be running away from me. They usually do. Because it's like, oh, the big bad submarine destroyed our destroyer. Wah. Okay, I'm gonna back off to normal time scale. Okay. So we're doing well here. We're doing very well. I'm enjoying myself. I'm sorry running a little bit late, but I was doing some other stuff, so I decided, okay, well. Okay, so we're starting to get into the that 1200 range. Ooh. Now you notice how this is leaning, how it's. So that's when I usually like to shoot, when it's like that, because it's more likely we're going to get a hit on it. Shit. Please go to 1. Hit it. Yep. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do our heading to 137, so we can finish it off with an aft torpedo. Yep, we're gonna finish it off with an aft torpedo. We don't want to torpedo anything. Okay. Okay. Okay, so yep, we're good. It's going to spit out an aft torpedo. Okay, so hopefully if we hit it, it'll hopefully get it to 0 knots and sink it. Now the fact that we did not really get a critical hit on it leads to me to believe that 1 torpedo hit's not going to be enough. And it looks like it wasn't, but now we're going to fire another one. So we're going to fire another aft torpedo. Aha! It's sinking. So now we're going to go after the other cargo ships. This one was a tough one. This one was a really tough one, but we succeeded. Okay. Okay, so enemy ship sunk. That's a good thing. Now, by the way, these cargo ships are not as lucrative as like the tankers, but still, I mean, you know, every little bit helps. Okay, so let's make our gun deflection 50 yards. Good. Oh, good. That was a critical hit. That was a direct hit. Anytime your speed is cut in half, that means you got a direct hit, and that's equivalent to a torpedo hit, which is what you really want. Okay, so that ship is effectively disabled. It's not going anywhere. So what we're going to do is now we're going to go around. And we are going to okay, so now we're gonna finish off with some aft torpedoes. Yeah, I mean that's okay. Okay. Aft torpedo fired. Yep. Let's see. Will we hit it? Sweaty. Now, one question that people may ask: well, what if, let's say, the torpedo happens to miss that ship? Can it still happen to hit the ship in the back? And the answer is yes. That is still a possibility. Okay, I'm going to look at the instruments. I want to see what time it is. It's about 5:30, so okay. Let's get back to the periscope view. Let's go full left rudder because we're going to swing around. Want to destroy the last cargo ship. Okay, it's a good bit away from us. I'm just gonna not do a speed up time. I'm just gonna let it catch up to me. Based on how it's coming at me, I'm gonna do a gun deflection of about 50 yards. Okay, I don't know if I did a sped up time scale, but I went back to normal. Oh, darn. Really? Aha, that's better. Ooh. Hey, I thought we were going to need an aft torpedo to sink it, but we do not. Booyah. Okay, so let's see how we're doing. Oh, that's the damage. Ooh, nice. And we still got 12 torpedoes remaining. I like it. I like it. Okay. I don't know if there's any more out there, but I'm just gonna do a quick swing around, see if there's any more ships in the area. Well, there is one. Cool. I was about to abandon ship, pun intended, but nope. Got one more. Based on its speed, I think it's either trying to ram us or... Okay, so I'm going to go back to 0. And I'm going to slow down the speed a little bit. Yeah, it's taking a weird path. It's not taking your typical path. Maybe I need to deflect the gun in even some. Oh. Wow. Okay, so it looks like it's now moving away. So that's why we've been missing, because it's been moving away and we didn't account for that. There, that's better. Now we're hitting the spot. All right, welcome on in. This is John Moody of Moody Mystery. Hope everyone's having fun. Oh, okay, that's a little bit too far. Okay, so let's so right now we're using the gun. We're using the deck gun to slow down the cargo ship. And what we're going to eventually do, once it's slowed down to 1 knot, then we're going to... One more. Okay, so it's slowed down to 1 knot, which means it's effectively stopped. We've damaged it enough that it can't really move anymore. So now what we're going to do, now we're going to finish it off with an aft torpedo. I'm using aft because they're a bit trickier. But see here, I mean, they're trickier because they're tougher a little bit. I mean, if someone's a good tactician, they can use them. But I like to use them because here there's no need for like to, you know, I don't have to be like, okay. So let's fire an aft torpedo. Yep. So let's see if we hit it, and hopefully we'll finish it off. Come on. Aha, let's see. Darn, nope. Still there. Let's fire number 2. Let's fire another torpedo. Ah, okay, good. Okay, good deal. So now we're going to go back to patrols. We're going to go back to our patrols, and we're going to see if we can't find more fleets to destroy. Okay, still got 44 days of fuel, so fuel is not a concern. Let's go along the coast. Oh ho! Got more enemy ships. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Looks like they're due south, and the fact that they're starting us at a depth of 42, that means that it's probably daylight. So let's pull up our periscope. Oh, it only looks like there's one. That was really weird. So let's surface and let's hone in and see let's get an idea of what it is. It's like it's like Dr. Pimple Popper, you know. It's like, okay, let's get a closer look, see what we've got. I'm just going to speed up the time scale a little bit just so I can let's see what time it is. It's about 3 o'clock, so it's not going to go dark for a while. Because what happens once it goes dark, you cannot use your periscope. It looks like there may only be one ship here, and if it's one ship, it's probably a destroyer. That being said, sometimes you get closer and it's like, oh, it's 2. You know, it could be 2 ships side by side. That actually happened, I think, my first fleet. It looks like there was 1, but then there was like just a destroyer and a tanker. Okay, we're not close enough yet to at least identify it. We need usually about 8,000 yards is when you're able to identify it. Okay, let's see what we got here. And by the way, next week, Monday, if you like Ultima 4, I will be finishing Ultima 4. It will be I will be doing the final dungeon, the Stygian Abyss. Yep, it's a destroyer. Now, it's probably not really worth it to go for it, but I'm going to still go for it anyway. Now it fired at us. So what we do is we usually go down, we usually go in depth a little bit. That way we don't get hit. Now eventually the destroyer is going to line up and it's going to come at us. So yep, it's already lined up. Now sometimes what happens if sometimes the destroyers do break off. We really don't want that. We want to kind of keep it interested. So probably at about 3,500. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to surface. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go down to about 42 feet. Actually more like 38. And I'm kind of gotta be loud. Okay, so I'm going to stop. Okay, hopefully it's still interested. Okay. So let's let it get to about 1,000 and then we're going to fire a torpedo. Okay, so now we're diving, so we're diving. We want to avoid the destroyer. Yep. Sweet. Okay, let's go back up to the surface. Okay, now you see that we have 0 aft torpedoes in reserve. That's a good thing, because if you use your aft torpedoes before your bow, that's actually going to help you, because you're going to it's going to help you because you don't have to do anything fancy. So what I'm going to do F1, and I'm going to zoom. And I'm going to zoom, and it looks like, okay, I don't know, maybe there's something just to the north of us. So I'm just going to see if it's there. I'm just going to twirl around a little bit. I don't hear anything, so I don't think there's anything out there. But let's just do a go around just in case. So let's just do full. Okay. Nothing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of a break just to refill my drink. Just trying to be, help you all succeed. Okay. Okay, everyone, I'm back. I got more beverage. Stop. Okay, so what we're gonna do is ooh, what are they playing? Oh boy. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to Okay, so we're going to do F8. Okay, now one thing that happens is it... Oh, really? Holy shit, we didn't even move and we found some enemy ships. Where are they? It's like I don't see them. They're not on this map. Okay, well let's break up our periscope and let's see if we can find them. Okay, great, another single ship. Oh, lovely. It's probably another destroyer, so we're gonna increase the time scale a little bit. Okay, we're gonna increase the time scale. Hope everyone's doing well. Yep, it's a destroyer. So we're gonna go normal time scale. Eventually the destroyer is gonna find us and gonna be like, hey, I see someone out there. Okay, so now I'm gonna surface. So I'm going to dive, and what I'm going to do now that I've got their attention, let's back off on the speed. Okay, so now we're ready for them to, you know. Okay, so let's get our torpedo. Get ready. I got finger on the torpedo button. It's coming at us. Come on. Okay, so let's get out of here. Let's dive. Let's dive. Are we good or are we good? We're good. Okay, so let's surface again. It seems strange that the last two encounters we had were both with a single destroyer. So let's see if there's anything else out here. Okay, so we're just gonna stop, and now we're going to okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're going to let's go F8. Okay, 40 days of fuel. Press F7 to patrol. Okay. Ooh, wow, we're getting these pretty quickly. Okay, that looks like Okay, looks like we have a night patrol. About 1:30 in the morning. Good old night patrols. Okay, so let's right rudder. I think they're about 115 degrees approximately. Okay, ooh, a lot of ships here. A lot of opportunity. So let's go at them. Okay, I probably should speed up the time scale a little bit, just to make things. There's I see about 7 dots. So if there's 7 dots, that probably means I wouldn't be surprised if there's 2 destroyers. And if there's 2 destroyers, it probably means there's like 5 cargo ships. But let's see what happens. Let's see what we get. Okay, you see the dots are kind of turning to dashes, which means we're getting a little bit closer. Okay, we're going to go back to normal time scale. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see... Okay, so... I'm just seeing the time. Okay, so I haven't seen any destroyers yet. So all I see here is a cargo. That looks like a cargo ship. Yep. And so far, I don't see any destroyers yet. That looks like another cargo ship. 3 cargo ships. Oh! 3 cargo ships. Yep, cargo ships usually go at how it works. Cargo ships go either 8 or 10 knots. Ooh. Destroyers usually go at 12 knots. Unless they're pursuing, then they either go 18 or 26 knots. Okay, I don't think this destroyer knows that we're here yet, because the destroyer is only going 12 knots, and that's a Kaiboken. So the Kaiboken doesn't realize that we're here. So we're just gonna bide our time. Gonna wait, see what happens. Hopefully the Kaiboken is going to see us, because what we want to do, I know this sounds strange, but we want the destroyers to come at us. Because if they come at us, we can usually pick them off. We can usually pick them off. Oh, I think there's 2 destroyers. Yep, I think there's 2. Yep. 2 destroyers, so we can I don't know where the other one is, but right there it is. Okay, yeah. So we're zeroed in on it. It doesn't realize that we're here yet. I don't think it doesn't realize that we're here. Maybe it'll eventually pick up the noise and kind of like say, "Hey, there's a submarine here." And by the way, honestly, if you want my opinion of like the best submarine movie, I know this isn't very interesting, but mine is probably Down Periscope. So now we're going to fire at it. So now we've got its attention. So now we have its attention. So now it's going to start coming at us. So now it's going to start coming at us. Ooh, wait, is the other one... Oh. Holy shit, the other one's also come at us. Darn, we missed it! We missed it! Darn, I couldn't believe we missed it. Damn it. Okay. So now what we're going to do is now we're going to, okay, so you hear that tick-ticking sound? Those are the destroyers circling us. I can't believe we missed it! Okay, so how we know where they are is we kind of have a little battle map here. So we can kind of zoom in. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay, so it looks like the two destroyers are going away. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, see, I'm not moving, so I'm not making any noise. That being said, if you watch the movie Down Periscope, which honestly is it's a very funny movie. I mean, I don't whoever made the whoever that came up with the plot line is just a genius. I'll just say that, I think it also started Kelsey. I know Kelsey Grammer, Rob Schneider, and I think Harry Dean Stanton was in it too. I think Harry Dean Stanton. He was like Howard, the old school like engine room guy. Very funny. Okay, so we're gonna surface. Okay, so we're at 100. So now we're just going to see we're still in the range of the cargo ships. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we got two destroyers after us, but yes, we have to take them one at a time. We can't just say let's, because you notice we missed that one, which is a rarity, but still we have to be prepared for that. What if we miss, What if we miss again? Okay, come to Papa. Okay, now here I don't have the advantage of being able to be like lower. So I'm gonna have to, okay, so let's wait. Yep, there at about 2,000 yards it changes into that. This time I'm gonna wait till about 1,000 till it changes form into the second thing. Wait, really? Really? We missed again? Really? Really? I'll tell you what, Moody, you're starting to really suck here. Sorry. just need to. Okay. Oh, here we go again. Okay, so it looks like we can't zoom anymore. So we're going to surface, and we're going to try this again. Sheesh. How many more times do we need to, like, you know, do this? Okay, we're going to try this again, okay? We're going to try this again, darn it. Okay, you know what they say, third time's a charm, okay? Let's do this. Let's frickin' do this. Okay, Moody. What? I can't believe it. We actually killed a destroyer with a deck gun. I can't believe that. I mean, that is rare. I mean, that's freaking incredible. Yay, I think we destroyed it. Say enemy ship sunk. Booyah. Are we good or are we good? Don't answer that. So now we're going to surface and we're going to get ready for let's now those cargo ships. Well, let's destroy them. Let's get those cargo ships and let's get some tonnage. Let's get some tonnage here. Let's get some tons. Ah, there they are. Okay, so they've been waiting. They're waiting for us. They're waiting for us. That's cool. Okay, so let's back it off a little bit because I think one of these is kind of getting close. So we're going to do the gun deflection. We want the gun deflection to be at about 50 yards because these things are probably moving away from us. Well, this one isn't. This one's kind of moving close, you know, kind of like closing in on us. So I better... Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to approach it a little bit. I want to get a little bit closer. I want to get usually like to get within about 1,000 yards of it. Hope everyone's doing well. Whoa, hey, no, wow, wow. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're now going to finish it off with a torpedo, and we're actually going to use our last aft torpedo. We're going to use our last aft torpedo. Okay, and remember my logic for using the aft torpedo is that they're trickier. You know, it's like kind of like you're trying to you can't really see where it's going unless you have it set up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have it set up. Okay, so let's. So this is our last aft torpedo, by the way. I'm pretty sure of it. Okay. Oh, that's sinking it. Yeah. Yep. And so now we look at we have no more aft torpedoes, and we only have 4 bow torpedoes. So it may be that we may not be able to destroy all of these ships. You know, we may not have the ammunition to destroy all of these, and you know what? That's fine. I mean, honestly, it's been a really good game. I think that we've played. I think we've really played a great game, and honestly, I think and this is probably going to be it. I mean, once we finish this, I'm going to be raiding someone. I already knew who I'm going to raid. So I already know whom I'm going to be raiding. So let's increase our time scale a little bit. Let's get these closer to us quicker. Shit! I just realized what was happening. Why? It's because, see, I forgot to put the bearing the same as the heading. Moody, what the heck are you thinking, okay? And by the way, I have some very interesting news. I actually have some interesting news. does this stop? Stop, okay. I will actually be traveling to Indianapolis on the end of the month. I actually qualified for the National Mullet Championship. And so what that means is I have a chance to win some money. Okay, so this is better. So y'all wish me luck in the National Mullet Championship. I mean, in the, not the national, but the regional. In other words, what I've done is I've qualified for a regional competition. I just want to make sure that I'm going after the closest one, which looks like I am. Okay, ooh. Now the target range, you know, it's so I think it's kind of like coming after me a little bit. Okay, I'm going to come in a little closer so I can fit it now. I have no more aft torpedoes. So essentially I'm going to have to use a bow torpedo, which I don't mind. Yep, only got 4 left. All right, sunk another one. So it looks like this is going to be the next one. Let's start firing. Wow, all of these are 0 knots. Okay. Except for, whoa, they're all 0 knots. Cool, okay. So now what we're going to do is now we're just going to, wait. I'm going to get more to drink. I'm going to wait a little. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to get a little closer to each of the ships. Each of the ships are not moving, so we don't have to worry, we don't have to worry about like any of them, coming after us. I'm just trying to get close enough so that I can you know, finish it off with a torpedo shot. Okay, let's see if a torpedo shot will finish this. Okay, good. So we got 2 torpedoes left. Okay. So now we've got 1 torpedo left. Please, 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 please hit it. Let's hit it. Let's hit it. It did not sink it, though. Ooh, it did not sink it. So let's do it one more time. Okay. So we're going to go 1/3 speed. Again, this ship cannot move, so we don't have to worry about. I'm going to get probably within about 800 yards. Okay, this is interesting. Let's just look at something. Okay, nope. Okay, so now let's finish the job here. Let's check our F7. We are out of torpedoes, but we have 7 gunshots. So let's see if we can finish this off. See, how many gunshots do we, how many gunshots? 1. Okay, we've got 1 left, Moody. Make it count. No! No! Let's see if it will let us. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to go home. Okay, we're going to go home and we're going to get our just desserts. Okay, so we're leaving the area. We're getting out of there, okay? We're getting out of there. We've got plenty of fuel to make it back home. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to head on home on the range. What will happen is when we get to our port, the thing will turn green. Whoa! Final rank! World's greatest submarine captain, Class 1. Booyah! Now, if you look at this, you may say, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Moody. Why is it that you sink a little bit less ships, but why is it that you're above? Probably it was I used another skill level. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to call it a day. Now what I'm going to do here is how this works is if you save a game, you have to save the disk. And I want to save the disk because I want to save the high scores. I want to thank everyone that watched. I had some fun tonight. That being said, if you think this is a good stream, keep in mind your opinions may be subjective. You may think this was a substandard stream. But no, I wanted to do my best, so I was subconscious. Okay. We don't have a lot of people that I know. I'm looking at some of the retro people, but Wild Dark Arcade is playing the new version of Funhouse Nightmares. It's Funhouse, but they actually had got a new kit where you can do Funhouse Nightmares. So why don't we? I'm going to send y'all over to them, viewers. Hey, stick around for the raid because you'll get channel points. And this is a little some advice about raiding. Always stick around. If a channel is raiding someone else, always stick around because you never know. I've actually found several channels that I didn't know was cool just because I stuck around for the raid, and I'm like, hey, this streamer's cool. And you may say, well, how do you know it's like cool? It's like, I don't know, but it's like they're cool. It's kind of like, like looking at like significant others. I'm like, I don't know that person. I don't know them very well, but there's just something about them that I want to get to know them better, and I want to maybe, potentially date them. So, with that in mind, let's raid Wild Dark Arcade. Again, I want to see y'all Monday. Monday is going to be Ultima 4 finished. Okay. So here we go. Okay, so thank you everyone. You have a great night and have a great weekend.